Hello, good evening. Welcome to my live. Today is Friday, the 27th of February. It's 6 p.m. UK time, and I'm going to be here for a couple of hours. For those who don't know me, I'm a therapist and coach, and I come here in my free time to talk about mental health, therapy, psychology, and anything to do with the mind, and how we can enhance any aspect of our life from those places. I'm breathing quick because I've been running to be here in time. I was doing my food shopping and I just realized it was nearly 6 o'clock. So here I am. I'm going to start the live stream by reading and commenting on my own post. And at some point, whenever you're ready, if you feel like asking me anything, just do. And then I can start interacting with you guys and do my best to give you some actionable recommendations. So let me find out where my script. Today is the 27th. Just bear with me. Okay, let's get started with the first post that I put out today. Yesterday, one that I put yesterday, which I quite like, and it goes like this. A clear sign that you have healed fully is that it is now easy and natural for you to leave everything better than you found it. Examples: the atmosphere in a room, the emotional state of someone you have a conversation with, or simply the state of a public place after you have used it. My attention is taken. Sometimes we have some tuk-tuk in the street that are very noisy, and because I've got ADHD, if I'm a little bit agitated, like I am now because I've been running, I can be really easily distracted. So anyway, so that post is about highlighting how when we are really happy, we shine, we radiate our happiness, and we impact everything and everyone around us automatically. We don't have to do anything. Just by virtue of us being us, we affect one another all the time with the way we are, the way we behave, the way we feel. We're made of energy. We absorb other people's energy in our environment, and we give them back as well. So that was the point of that post. And I just realized, I think someone pointed out that it was also something to do with scout. It's like a scout say. I didn't realize this. But I do like the idea of leaving things and places better after we have used it, but including the emotional state of people that we talk with and atmospheres in places we enter. So that was the first one. Pumpkin Puff, hi Didi, how are you today? I'm very well indeed, thank you. How about you? Les Dodis, thank you, thank you. Next post. All relationships are transactional, and it is okay if we understand this. Harmony is a dance. Give and take are the dance steps. So this is to highlight how we need to give and we need to take. Some relationships are problematic because one ends up just giving and the other one's just taking. And it really is about both energies being, it's like a ping pong game. Next post. When an adult hits a child, it is never because of the child's inability to regulate its emotions. It is always because of the adult's inability to regulate its emotions. So a lot of time, parents who don't understand about children's psychology, they believe that the child is all over the place, and because we've been taught by their parents that you have to punish the kids if they are misbehaving, then now we're going to unknowingly traumatize the kids, because this is not how we deal with children if you want them to be happy and to grow healthily. Essentially, the parents are not able in those moments to regulate their own emotion because they're overwhelmed with the kids crying, and they don't know how to deal with that other than by shouting or by scaring the kids. Anyway, finally, the last post that I put out today goes like this. You don't stop intrusive thoughts. You notice them. You realize that they're only thoughts. You choose not to entertain them any longer because they don't serve your well-being, and then you let them go. Thoughts are just like people. they only become intrusive and problematic if you don't have boundaries. So something to think about if you have intrusive thoughts. Okay, let me see if there's something from Arch the Gaming Guy. Guys, trade me if you want to offer for lost puggies, 200, blah, 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 blah. I don't understand what it means. Arch the Gaming Guy. This place is about mental health and therapy and psychology. It's about understanding how we function, how our mind and body works, so that we can have more self-awareness. We can address our anxiety or depression or overthinking, procrastination, any of those things and more, and basically function better in life and also understand others. The more we understand ourselves, the better we understand others, because we're all functioning on the same program, not the same program, the same operation system. The way we develop is the same for all of us. How we develop, however, is going to be different depending on our surrounding environment and the things that happen to us. So please, Arch the Gaming Guy, if you have any interest about that, we can talk about this. Other than that, I'm not sure if it's the right place for you. Pumpkin Puff, I'm doing okay today, actually. I've been working on accepting things that I cannot change instead of trying to control things. And I've been surrounding myself with my dogs all day. Fantastic. So you have your best therapist team with you, right? Your dogs. Pumpkin Puff. Also, I watched your video a few times about how to set boundaries with narcissists. It was very good. Thank you very much. I'm glad you watched it a few times, that you appreciated it. And I just saw that you put a comment on it. I didn't see before. Thank you. I will reply to it. I'm a bit behind because I have a lot of stuff going on all different platforms, and there's a lot of comment for me to get back to. But I will get back to every single comment. I think it's important for me to interact with people who have and who show interest about my work. So thank you, Pumpkin Puff. Did you find it useful in regards to your personal circumstances? Do you believe that you can apply some of the things that I talk about in your own life? You have a sip of tea. Pumpkin Puff. My pups are like shadows, so every time I go anywhere, I have a small group with me, which is nice. Fantastic. Good on you. I was having that conversation with someone today, and we don't realize how important our pets are as far as our nervous system is concerned. So again, for those who don't know me, we used to have dogs, 3 of them, and the last one left us in March last year. But for 17 years, we always had dogs. And ever since the last one is gone, I can really feel a difference, because there's less love in my life. So I'm still happy with my husband, with what I do, with everything, but I don't have this. And pets, just by their presence, by petting them, playing with them, cuddling them, seeing them, hearing them, laughing at them, just that brings so much joy and relaxes us so much as far as stress and anxiety is concerned. And so remind yourself of the privilege that you have. And if you feel down, if you feel a bit all over the place, remember that they're always there for you as much as you are there for them. And it's a great thing to be reminded of. It's a very special experience to have. Reborn 2020. Hello, Reborn. How are you doing? Will you be getting a new Alfie in the future? A new dog? Not Alfie, but because Alfie is Alfie. But I understand what you mean. We will have more dogs for sure, but not just yet. We had dogs non-stop for 17 years, and now, even though I feel like I think about them every day and I miss them, but at the same time, I'm happy that we have a little break. We can do other things. And whenever I feel like I miss the dogs, I think about them, and then I feel better. I think about all the dogs that I see on TikTok or on YouTube, and that makes me happy enough. So it's not the same as having a real dog that you can cuddle and play with, or walk in the park with. But you know what? It's okay for now. I think that when we have a pet for a long time, it must be nearly impossible for anyone not to have pets again at some point in their life. Moon Cami, shall we just move? I don't understand, Moon Cami, what do you mean? Pumpkin Puff, on this, thank you for your heart, wherever it is. Pumpkin Puff, on the subject of your video, I thought everything was important to keep in mind. I need to work on a lot of parts, but mostly the part of not being a people pleaser, okay? And also, just so you know, guys, if you have anything you'd like me to talk about, just ask me. I create a long form video every week, once a week on YouTube, and I always seek topics to talk about. So this was on the request of someone, the one before as well. And so if you have anything you'd like me to explore in more depth, I'm more than happy, if it aligns with the things that I do, to create something for you about it. Irene 444. Oh, hello, Irene. Hi, Didi. I'm wondering what to do with the internal frustration of standing and being gaslighted repeatedly. So how do we deal with it? Depends. Can you tell me more about that situation? How to do with the internal frustration of standing and being gaslighted repeatedly? Who is doing this? In what sort of context is it happening? Is it something that you can choose? My first choice will always be to not allow people to gaslight you. Set boundaries. If they are really insisting, then create a space between you and them, simply. We're talking about this. Check out my latest long form video on YouTube. It's precisely about, we're talking about this with preferences now, about how to set boundaries with narcissists. So this is what you want to do. If someone is gaslighting you, you want to realize that they're gaslighting you, and then you want to set boundaries, tell them. But then again, it depends. Can you tell me more about your situation? Because I don't really understand precisely where you're coming from. When people are gaslighting you, you want to let them know that you understand, you see that they're gaslighting you. You want to find a way to diplomatically let them know, I can see this is happening. Now I'm going to set my boundaries, and I don't want you to do this anymore because I don't appreciate this. But then again, what is your circumstances? Is it your family? Is it your colleagues, your boss, people at work, your neighbors? The spiciest ginger said hi. Hello, Irene, change your environment. So that's my first recommendation, if it's possible. But then again, everything is contextual, so it depends. Maybe not everything has to be all black or white. Like, we don't need to go nuclear for everything all the time. And so it depends. Sometimes there are some ways to to do things without going to the extremes. Irene, TSG. Thank you, I'm working on it. What is TSG? I don't understand. Let me find out. TSG. I don't understand. What is it, TSG? The spiciest ginger. Bless you. I wish you abundant happiness. Thank you. Whoever, if it's for me, thank you. And if it's for everyone else, thank you as well on their behalf. Mankami, sorry Didi, what is your experience of handling a potentially malignant narcissist in charge of your property? So it depends what sort of power they have over you. What do you mean by in charge of your property? What are we talking about? Narcissists are can be very nasty. So if they have power over you, it's going to be tricky, right? You can't really outsmart them. If they don't have power over you, this is how you outsmart them. By letting them know that you don't care about them and you're happy not to get involved into whatever that they want to get you involved into. But if they own your property, it's a tricky situation, right? So I need to know more about your situation, please, Mankami. Yeah. The spiciest ginger, perfect answer. Okay, thank you. The spiciest ginger, she met by TSG, perfect answer. TSG means the perfect answer. All right. But it's not the same letter. Oh, well, if you say so, that's fair enough. for you all. Okay, thank you, Spacious Ginger, for the kindness and the love. Pumpkin Puff. Boundaries with narcissists always feel like moving a mountain. They always make you feel like shit for telling them they're being awful. The truth is that they're not making you feel like that. You are feeling like that because you're under their thumb. And you can change this. The power is in your camp, is in your side, is in your hand, is in you, right? You can choose to not make them feel like that. You feel like that because you have some buttons inside of you that are still there. So they are just pushing the buttons. If you don't have the buttons, they can't harm you. Narcissists only hurt us if we are insecure. And I used to be insecure myself for many, many years. So I was actually, I had a lot of problems with a lot of narcissists myself. But it was never them. It was because I believed what they said. I believed that I needed their approval. I believed that I needed their validation. So because I believed that, I suffered from their control over me. The moment I realized that I don't need to give an F about them, they are nothing to me. Just like that, they lost all their power. And it's the same with you. I want to change the narrative, Pumpkin Puff. They're not making you feel anything, they're just continuing what they have always done with you. So if it's your family, for instance, they're not doing anything different. This is the only way they know how to behave with you. And this is the only way you know how to behave with them. But you have the choice, now that you know this, to change this. You can decide, you know what, I don't care about them anymore. They've been hurting me, they're still hurting me. I have one life, as far as this life is concerned. There are zillions of people, why would I waste my time with them? Expecting from them something that they have never given me, that I know they can never give me. Why would I do this to myself? Does it make sense, Pumpkin Puff? The spiciest ginger indeed at Pumpkin Puff, 100%. The spiciest ginger, no, TSG means the spiciest. Ah, I can understand. Now it makes sense. Now everything is fitting together in my brain. The spiciest ginger. Mind blown. Thank you for the clarification. Brenda Goldsmith. Hi, Didi. Hello, Brenda. Munkami. Well, we bought a flat 7 years ago, but the individual in charge isn't carrying out repair, etc. Is financially opaque, is racially abusive, and together with other estate residents who have tried to get ... So there's more. But just based on what you said, all that you can do is to use the law. Find out what you can do legally. Get some people to check out what happened, sue him in whichever way. I don't know what to do in those stages because I'm not used to those sort of things. But if there was anything at all, I would find out what I can do legally about that person. Don't try to negotiate with them from a human to human perspective. It's not going to happen. If they're a narcissist, if they're a racist, nothing is going to happen. We're going to try to control you, to take advantage, to lie to you, to gaslight you. And so you're just going to waste your energy, your happiness, and your hope. Take the legal route and see what you can do, if you can do something. And maybe you can do something, and maybe you can't, and you have to accept whatever you can do. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the rest of that explanation, Munkami, if you don't mind. So can I have a better idea? Genji Benji, sounds like I got here at the perfect time. How did you? How are you? I'm very well indeed. How about you, Genji? The spiciest ginger. I just took my landlord to court. Okay, there you go. For this, Munkami, do you have civil courts or housing and property chamber in your area? Hold them accountable. Fantastic. Perfect. So this is what I meant. I don't own any property. I don't have a mortgage. I don't know how to deal with any of those things. I never had to, or maybe I haven't yet. But so I wouldn't know. But there you go. Spacious ginger. Fantastic. Thank you. This is synchronicity for you. And this is precisely what I would have recommended you if I knew those things. But now it's happening anyway. So yes, do this, please, Munkami. Pumpkin Puff. That makes sense. It's just in their nature to be how they are, and it doesn't need to affect me. Yes, they are which that they are. You are what you are until you choose to upgrade who you are. And as you upgrade who you are, the people around you will change. They will either change in order to stick with you, or they will have to go away because they can't bear you changing. Right? And this is probably what will happen anyway. You don't want them, you don't want to expect them to change. They never had, they never will. Bring back the power in your hands. What can I do about this? As opposed to, what can't they change? Munkami, thank you. You're absolutely right. Fantastic. So, Munkami, please do whatever the Spices Ginger said. It sounds very, very good as far as I'm concerned. Anything along those lines, and that's it. And you'll be all right. You're not alone. There's a lot of people like you. Find some associations, some groups of people who can support you, people who've been through the same sort of things, and you'll be all right eventually, hopefully. Genji Benji, I made a YouTube account just for you, Didi. Have you? You gave me hope to continue working on being alive and healthy. Oh, wow, fantastic. Gosh, this is a very beautiful thing I'm reading. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Let me read it again. I can't believe this. Genji Berry, I made a YouTube account just for you, Didi. You gave me hope to continue working on being alive and healthy. Fantastic. Thank you. See, this is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm so honored. So fantastic. I'll check it out. If you want me to check it out, I'll be more than happy to see whatever you're doing. And I'm feeling honored and really touched by this. Thank you, Genji. The spiciest ginger at Munkami. Yes, please do. You will win your case as long as you are in the right and have evidence. I represented myself and won because I was on the right side of the law and he's being prosecuted now. There you go. So just focus on what you can do, and, you know, at some point, justice will prevail. Munkami, thank you also, TSG, which we know, which we now understand that is the spiciest ginger. Yes, not getting emotionally involved is key. It's very interesting because I grew up with a narcissistic mother, so I found myself fighting with him when I found with mum. Yes, so very often this is what happens. Very often, if you have suffered from a narcissistic parent, we're going to end up often attracting narcissists in our life, in our personal relationship, but also with our landlords, with our boss, with some colleagues, with all sorts of different relationships, because it is the energy that we're going to radiate. And so we're going to attract people who are going to correspond to our energy. So if we see ourselves like a prey, because we have suffered in childhood, so this is how we have created our sense of identity. Who am I? Who do I deserve? What do I do in life? What sort of people do I attract? I attract people who abuse me, who hurt me. That's all that I know. And so now we're going to send those signals out there. And because there are some predators, they will see those signals and be attracted to you. A lot of people always tell me, why do I always attract people like that? It's precisely because you believe that this is all that you deserve at a subconscious level, and you are inviting them into your life. You are absolutely attracting them. But you can change this. And you change this by changing how you see yourself. So this is a work that is different for all of us, but this is basically what we all have to do. We want to upgrade how we see ourselves. All of our problems in our life and any state our life is in is always because of one thing, because of how we see ourselves in this life. That's it. This is the secret of healing, of psychology, of personal growth. That's all there is. If we can change how we see ourselves, as we become a better, new and upgraded version of ourselves, now our reality will match that new version, and we will start to experience different things within all aspects of our life. Angela, hi Didi, all humans are going to be replaced by robots and AI in the future. Everybody is going to lose his job, and I'm worried about this situation. Any advice from you would be helpful. Okay, let's talk about this. I don't believe that all humans are going to be replaced. I believe that many jobs are going to be replaced, but then new job will come up. This is evolution. It's always been, and it will always be. So there has been robots a long time ago. If you think about the first time tractors were invented, all the farmers were very unhappy. How dare you say that? We don't like this, we need people. And look at the state of things. Tractors everywhere, robots. The Industrial Revolution, factories, all of those things, robots. And so it's the natural continuation of it. AI is just the next step. But what we need to realize is that even though it's true that when there are some big advances in technology, a lot of people lose their job, a lot of people also create new jobs and make a lot of money. And so the difference is the mindset. You want to have a mindset accepting that evolution will always be, technology will always change, society will always evolve. It's the state of the universe. Everything changes, everything grows, everything expands. It's the only way to go forward. And so it was always meant to happen, and it will always happen. And so if we can accept this now, we can have a mindset and think, what can I do about this? What can I learn? How can I jump and surf on the wave as opposed to waiting for the wave to crash on my face? Because it was always going to happen. It is inevitable, and it's absolutely indeed exponential. And so we really need to get on board ASAP. And so I was talking about the tractors, but the same thing when credit cards came up. In the 1990s, people were like, oh, cash is king, credit card, oh, we don't like this, and everyone uses this now. And soon it's going to be crypto. And then the next thing was internet. When internet came up, everyone was like, evil. Even before that, MTV, evil. Rock music, evil. Whatever. People are always resisting the new stuff. But things are always happening. It's just the way it goes. And then after internet, social media, bad. Everyone is on it. And the future is that. And now it's going to be next things, AI or whatever else. And it's okay. Look at social media. So many people on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram are making a living out of social media. And they are the smart ones. And I'm not just talking about the new generations. A lot of people my age or whatever age, but maybe in the 50s, 60s, 70s, have a channel and they're doing it, and they're doing it well. And so it's about having the right mindset. If you believe that we're all going to be replaced, you are going back into the old mentality. And again, I'm not mocking you, because this is what we are until we understand that it's not like that, right? So I'm just basically showing you that we all are limited by what we believe until we realize that it's not like that. Things are always meant to change. Change is the nature of everything in the universe. Everything changes. We change physiologically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, societally, at any level. Every moment we all change, and this is how things go. And so robots, AI, yeah, it's all right. When cars were invented, people who had horses, probably some of them were very unhappy, and so on and so forth. It doesn't matter. It's about having the right mindset and finding out, what can I do? So I don't know how old you are, but if anything, the way that I see it is that for people, I'm in my 50s, I'm 55. And for me, technology is beautiful, because I can do that. I can do so much more. All of us, we can do this. And this is what we want to do. You want to learn how to do those things. But if I believe that my only asset is to stick to my job, to stick to my business, and that's all that I can do, then I will sink. I will be left behind, and I will suffer, like so many do. So it's not about the state of the world, it's about our mindset in regards to it. I hope it makes sense. What do you think about this, Angela? And also, even if we come to a state where everything is replaced by robots, then society will evolve. So maybe we won't be needed to work anymore. So this is not a bad thing. Imagine a future where we're just there and chilling because robots are doing everything for us. It's not necessarily such a bad thing. Does it help, Angela? The spiciest ginger. It's hard. Mine would call me names over my mental health and drove me to a very bad place, but I fought in court and won. Okay, yes, I remember the conversation with the landlord. You can too. I'm so sorry you suffered racist abuse. The courts will handle them. Yes, yes. Yeah. Genji, I'm only subscribed to you, and I will leave it that way. All right, thank you, Genji. The spiciest ginger. It's hard as it is emotional being verbally abused and feeling unsafe, but you are worthy of a happy, peaceful, loving home, and I believe you will make it so, or be compensated to do so elsewhere. Okay, yeah. The spiciest ginger, the law of attention. I don't know about the law of attention, but I can guess what it is. Whatever you focus your attention on, you create more in your life. Is that what you meant? Munkami, thanks. Perhaps on a spiritual viewpoint, am I living with a narcissistic parent figure, property manager, so that I can learn how to see myself better? Yes. Or is it to learn how to manage my response? Everything that you go through in life is your lesson for you to grow as a human being. Everything that you call problem, mistake, hardship, suffering, pain, they're all there to highlight a potential lesson. Whether you decide to make a lesson out of it is a whole different conversation. If you decide that bad luck, I hate this, I don't like this, now you're going to suffer from those things. But if you're going to think, you know what, this is not pleasant, I want to learn how to make sure that the next time I'm better at it, whatever it is, then this is how you start to grow. And this is how eventually, as you upgrade your mindset, you never have any problems anymore in your life because everything is a lesson in disguise. And so spiritual and psychological perspective is the same. Whenever we are facing problems, it's because we are still attracting and allowing those sort of people. If we're reacting emotionally to them, if we get angry or if we are scared and anxious, whatever that it is our emotional response that we have not upgraded from our childhood. Whenever we react, our body, our mind is telling us that there's something that we need to fix. And so if you understand this, this is where everything becomes easier. Because we understand that we can learn, we can find a way. It may take some time, it may be difficult, challenging, but it's possible to change everything because everything is there for us to learn and grow from. Everything. Some people will say, yeah, but how about if I lose my mother or something like that? Still, I can talk about it. Everything is there for us to grow as a human being within our human experience perspective, right? And so if you are still meeting some narcissistic people in whichever aspect of your life, it's because indeed you still have some wounds inside of you that you haven't healed from your past. And so you're still allowing them. This is what I always say to people. You don't suffer because of bad people. You suffer because you allow people to keep being bad to you. I was the same. Again, I would allow people to take advantage of me because I was carrying my own trauma. But then I realized at some point I was able to heal. And I realized that I don't need to do this anymore. And so now I'm always kind to everyone. But the moment I see some hostility or some narcissism, then I say stop. And that's it. And just like that, they're gone off my life. It's super easy. I don't allow them anymore, right? As soon as I feel a hint of negativity, I'm not interested. I wish you all the best with your life, but bye-bye. You go this way, I carry on my way in that direction. And this is that simple. And this goes for everything. And some people will say, yeah, but sometimes it's not easy. You have to do this in your life. No, we don't have to do anything at all. Sometimes if we are in a survival mode, let's say I need to pay my rent and I have a boss that is very abusive, what we can do is to say to ourselves, okay, for now, I'm going to do what I have to do to get the business, the money going. But on the side, I'm going to create a strategy to change this. And little by little, once I'm ready, I can jump and change my life and do something else with other people in different places. We don't have to suffer toxic people. Thank you for your heart. Be very honest. Hello. I left 9 years ago. Okay. Angela, thank you for your advice, Didi. I will expect the best. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Change can be scary, especially if you have some trauma or some anxiety or any other sort of things. But this is the work. If you can realize that we're safe, then there's nothing to fear. Change becomes exciting. Change will always happen. So the more we embrace it, the better we are. Divining Denizen. Oh, hello. Hi, Didi. I hope that you are well. I want to ask, how can we get out of survival mode, especially with the world today? Thank you. Okay. I remember that conversation that we had on one of my posts. So how do we get out of survival mode? Survival mode is when we believe that we are unsafe. So there are a lot of different reasons as to why we may be on survival mode. Again, if you have some unhealed trauma, if you have some conditions that are undiagnosed, and we don't know that we have them, if we are living with people who are toxic, if we are in a toxic environment at work or at school, all of those things will get us into a state of survival. Now, there are two elements to this. There's how we perceive the world, and there's the world. So what I'm trying to say is that there's our interpretation of reality. So this will be down to our baggage. So what I'm trying to say is that if you have some conditions, if you have some trauma, how do we deal with that? By addressing the trauma, by addressing the conditions, by addressing the anxiety. We can't have a hack for this. However, There's also the fact that the environment can be toxic. So now there's something we can do about this in some capacity. But it all depends on our own baggage to start with. I hope it makes sense. And so what can we do about the environment? We can focus on creating an environment that makes us feel safer. If we live in an environment that is unsafe, then our nervous system will react to it. Because this is what our nervous system does. It just reacts to the environment. And so how do we change that environment? We need to realize that there is an external environment and there's an internal one. The external environment is the things that we see, the people we interact with, the things that we witness. So it's about choosing, ideally, a lifestyle, an environment at work and at home where we're surrounded by people who are not going to create anxiety or stress for us. Right? How is a whole different conversation, and it's different for everyone, but this is the thing. The internal environment is going to be your thought. So one more thing about the external environment. Where do you put your focus on? Where do you put your attention on? If I'm going to watch social media for hours on end, and the algorithm is going to give me some bad news, that's it, I'm done. My mental environment is going to be toxic. My mental environment is going to be scary. My mental environment is going to tell my nervous system, you've got to freak out, you're not safe. So number one thing, choose your environment. Make sure that you do your best to have a place at home and at work and wherever that you are, where you are surrounded by people who are not making you feel unsafe. And also make sure that you choose where you're going to put your attention on. If you keep on watching some news about the world, you will be all over the place, for sure. Anyone would. I was. In 2023, after October the 7th, for a few months, I was all over the place. It was really, really harsh. I couldn't function for a while because I was absolutely taken over by all of those horrible stuff that I could see. And then I realized, and I said, you know what? I don't need to watch this every day, every hours of the day. I don't need to think about it all the time. I can keep in touch with the information, know what is going on. I allow myself perhaps 20 minutes a day, and then after that, it's finished. I move on. And I focus my mind on other stuff. I focus my mind on the things that makes me feel better. On my work, on the things that make me happy. I practice gratitude, I practice meditation, I watch videos with puppies, I listen to music, I dance, whatever, I walk in the park, I do things that make me happy. And that balances it all, right? Now, there's a lot of different elements. There's also the way you're going to process this information. So this is, now we're talking about your conditions. Some of us, we tend to be catastrophizing things, overthinking things, dramatizing, worrying extremely. So if that's the case, we want to address our baggage. So that's what I was talking about at some point. So there's us and there's the environment. And they both must be addressed. So how do we get out of survival mode? By first finding out whether or not we have some conditions or some unhealed wounds and work on those things. But also, right here and now, what you can start doing is to create a lifestyle and an environment that is going to make you feel safer and more at peace. And so environment, we talked about it, but lifestyle is also very important because we are not a body and a mind. The body and the mind is the same thing. It's just that when we look at ourselves from a biological perspective, we see a body. And when we look at ourselves from a psychological perspective, we talk about the mind. But it's the same thing. And so what it means is that you need to make sure that you sleep well, that you eat well, that you move, that you go to the gym or dance or exercise in any which way, that you spend time in nature, that you socialize, that you do things that make you happy, that you relax. All of those things are super important. If you don't do those things, if you don't actively choose to invest some time and focus on doing those things every day, now you're going to be in a more precarious state. And you'll be more prone to react to the stress that does exist in your environment. And if you have some conditions, it's going to be exacerbated. I hope it makes sense. Does it, Divining Denizen? So again, this is to highlight that it's not just this or that. Nothing exists just because of this or that. Everything is always the culmination of many things all happening at the same time, creating that event in that moment. And then the next moment, it's something else altogether. And so the bigger the picture, the more we can understand all the aspects of ourselves, the more we can understand how to fix that problem. Yeah. Now, having said that, if you want to tell me more about yourself, I can help you more specifically address how to get out of survival mode. This was just at a general level, just to answer your question based on the words that you put in your comment here. Did anything help at all? Divining Denizen? Prime Rands, can you mod me, please? Mod. I don't know what does that mean, mod. Could you clarify yourself, please? Prime Rands? The spiciest ginger, sorry, lol, typo. Munkami, thank you, Didi, and the spiciest ginger. Genji Benji, toxic people will slowly drain you to the point you don't even know who you are anymore. It's important to not let them define you. Absolutely. But also we need to realize that toxic people are the way they are because of their own past, because of their own trauma, because of their own belief. They suffer from that. No one chooses to be toxic. No one decides deliberately, consciously to be toxic. I'm going to be horrible to people. We do that out of fear, out of insecurity, out of trauma. And some of them don't have empathy, psychos, narcissists, but still, who chooses not to have it? No one does. If you don't have empathy, you don't have emotions, you don't have feelings, you are not living a human life. You're just existing. And it's a terrible existence to have. And so if we can understand the bigger picture, we want to realize what I'm trying to say is that we don't want to see ourselves like victims anymore. It's true that when we were a child, we were a victim. Children are all victims of the environment. As an adult, we're no longer. Because now we can realize that those people who hurt us in the past, they hurt us because we were kids and we didn't know any better. Now we know, so we can say no. We can say stop. We can say F off. Get out of my face. You're not welcome here. I don't care. I'm going to call the police if you stay. Just like that. It's easy. We can do this. We're no longer victims when we're adults. Right? This is a very important point because people who are traumatized by narcissists, and I was one of them, we tend to stay into that victim mindset and we think, we're the good people, we're the white little sheep, and then there's the dark gray wolves who are very nasty. And it's not like that. We all suffer, we're all human, we're all doing our best. However, when we understand that we have power, we don't need to, it's easier for us to heal, not just from some people from the past, but from everyone. We're learning how to set boundaries, we're learning how to be more confident, we're learning how to reclaim our power and rebuild our life. Does it make sense? But I do agree with you. There are toxic people around. We need to recognize them. And when I say toxic people, they're not toxic people 100%. They're toxic to us. Everyone is different to anyone else. And so we want to separate the behavior from the person, from the potential. And so we want to understand that person is toxic to me, so I don't want to do anything with them. But we don't want to judge them as people because, again, we don't know the story. We don't know how they could be with other people. Anyway. Wallace Donegan. I'm on the road, but I'm listening. And that was a good question. Okay, I'm glad you appreciate the conversation. Darren Burns, how do you release the suppressed trauma? It depends. So basically, this is a big thing, right? We can talk about it if you tell me more about you. Trauma is essentially an overwhelm of some sort that happened either because of some people who've been abusing you for a long time, or some major event that were overwhelming, like some accident or natural disaster. And basically, there's a part of our brain that believes that because we didn't know how to deal with that, it may happen again. And so it's creating a system to get us prepared for the next time it's going to happen. And so trauma is not a thing. Trauma is it's a situation that is impacting how we function. It's impacting our brain, the way our brain is going to interpret reality, the way our brain is going to translate reality for us. So basically, the things we see, the people's facial expressions, what they say, it's going to be distorted because there's a part of us that wants to be extra safe. They could be bad people just like those who hurt us in the past. This is why so many of us have social anxiety. We don't feel safe. And so how do we release trauma? It depends on the type of trauma. It depends on whether the person has other conditions or not. It depends on so many things. It is a big conversation, right? So if you want to tell me more, but essentially just based on what you say, how do we release trauma? By somehow finding a way to teach our subconscious mind that we are now safe. I am now a grown-up. I don't need to have the anxiety, the panic attack, the hypervigilance. I don't need to have the stomach pain, the rashes in my skin, or whatever physical symptoms that are attached to emotional unhealed wounds. I don't need those things anymore because now I'm a grown-up and I'm an adult. I can deal with things with my intelligence. All of those things that are problematic, they're created out of trauma because back then we needed something to protect us, and that's all that we came up with. Addiction, anger, overthinking, procrastination, and so on and so forth. Everything is literally a system that we created to stay safe back then. People pleasing, but if we can realize that we don't need those systems anymore, because now we are either neither a kid, or even if it was an accident that happened to me when I was an adult, I have learned something out of this, and now I can learn how to get out of a situation if it was to happen again. Then this is how we fix the trauma. I hope it makes sense. But also, people who have PTSD, very often they have this response to overwhelming situations because of sensitivity to it. There was a propensity to react to that trauma that was there beforehand already. And this is why everything always goes back to childhood. Even if we are going to go through, let's say, tsunami or something, everyone is going through the same thing. Some are soldiers who go to war. Some will heal after a few months. Some will never heal or will get worse. The difference is their coping mechanism or the lack of it thereof. And that is all down to their childhood. I hope it makes sense. Does it? That was for Darren Byrne. Pumpkin Puff. I feel like you become what you surround yourself by. Do you think that's true? We get influenced by. So we are it goes both ways. We attract what we feel we should attract, but also, or it goes the other way around. Whoever we surround ourselves with is going to exacerbate what we believe of ourselves. So if we attract narcissists and we allow them to be, they're going to reinforce the limiting belief that we have of ourselves. But if we are surrounded by, if we are lucky enough to have some nice, kind, positive, supportive people, just like that, we can, over a long time, change. Because they will be saying different things, we'll be sharing different energy, we will be making you see a different version of yourself. And that over time changes everything. Very commonly, coaches say we are the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And it's very true. Because we are constantly hypnotizing one another through our words, through our behavior. And so if we are with positive people, we're going to end up being positive. If we're with people who are always miserable, then we're going to be miserable, because we're going to share, they're going to tell us about their misery, and now we're going to have this in our head, and we're going to feel it in our body, and then we're going to all go down. Right? So that doesn't mean that we want to demonize miserable people. Miserable people, just like anyone, we all do our best, we suffer. However, some of us can help, some of us cannot help. So it's about finding out, what can you do? Is it better for me to stay in that environment? Can I lift them up? Or is it safer, because I'm already overwhelmed, to create a space and to surround myself with only positive people? Everything is contextual. Monkami, how long do you recommend someone engage in weekly talk therapy? And how important is it, do you think, to stay with the same therapist? I don't really believe in talk therapy. I believe that it has a place, it can make people feel better, but if you have some problem with narcissism to the point that you are now still attracting them in your life, to me, it means that it's happening at a deeper level than here. Talking therapy is about thinking, it's about knowing, it's about your conscious mind. You talk. Somatic therapy addresses the subconscious mind. So any type of somatic therapies would be anything to do with moving or EMDR or hypnosis. And those are the therapies that addresses your subconscious mind. Your problem lies here, not there. So talking therapy may make you feel better, may make you understand some things about your past, but it will never change how you feel. Or maybe it may, but if it does, you will be an exception, right? Generally speaking, and more people are realizing this, talking therapy is good for certain people up to a certain point, but it never fixed or healed anything. Because most of our problems are emotional. Most of our problems live in our nervous system, not in our brain, not here, I mean. And so, if you enjoy this, do this, right? But I would suggest you to do some work and try other things as well. So there are a lot of different types of therapies. This is what I do. I'm an RTT therapist. I hypnotize people and I change the belief from the subconscious mind. But there are also other types of therapies. And also it's for you to find out what is around, what do I feel would work for me, and then talk to people, talk to the therapist and find out if you can connect with one of them and get started. Try different things. There's not one system that works for everyone, not a single one in the world. But there's at least one system that will work for you at this stage of your own journey. And it's for you to find out what it is. You see, this is your homework, right? So you can still go to talking therapy, but you can also read books about the mind. You can learn how to practice meditation and mindfulness. You can do some somatic protocols. There's a lot of things you can do. Learn about it. Nowadays, Google, everything is there. You can learn so much and find out what works for you. Some people go through whole holistic, but even spiritual journey to heal. And if it works for them, it's good enough. It's about finding what works for us, right? Be very honest. It is a shit storm right now, people. There's a lot of things happening indeed, but it's not all bad. If we look at the news, it's all bad. But that's because we are hardwired to notice the bad things out of safety. There's a lot of good things, but no one talks about them. I'm sure that there are a lot of people who save some kittens from the trees every day, but no one talks about them. Focus on the good things. The way that I do it is that when I look at the bad news, I look at the good people who are fighting the bad people. And that makes you feel better. There's a shitstorm, yes, but there's a lot of fighters. There's a lot of awareness now. Things are changing. There's a lot of positivity. A lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are dying. A lot of people are forgotten, and it's horrible. But at a global level, there's more awareness. There's more fighters. Things are changing. So I don't know how old you are, but I'm 55. And there's a lot of situations in the past that have always been there. The difference is that people now know, thanks to social media, thanks to TikTok, thanks to Twitter, thanks to Instagram. People know. So now the power of the corrupt at the top is starting to disintegrate more and more every day. We're starting to see through the lies. And that's amazing. That's beautiful. That's powerful. That's positive. Look at all the brave warriors who are fighting the system. I'm in awe with them. Genji Benji, I agree. I've been slowly implementing this with my father. Setting boundaries, not talking to him when he decides to break them, because I don't need to deal with him if he doesn't respect me. That's it. Think about him. He's not even your father. He's a person that was there. A father would love his son. A father would care about how his son feels. A father wouldn't behave like that person did. That person is a person that happened to be there and was never taught how to be a father. Probably because he has his own baggage, right? No one chooses that. Back then, no one knew about mental health. However, he still was not a father as far as you are concerned. And so if you're not healed, if you're not ready, don't see him. You may get to a stage where you heal, and if he's still alive, you may be able to reconnect. It's possible. I did it with my mum. But it may not happen. You must accept this. Because as long as you are trying to heal, exposing yourself to people who are toxic will prevent you to heal. Because in order to feel safe, you must first feel safe in your immediate environment. It's not just about addressing the triggers from the past. It's about making sure that right here, right now, you feel safe. And so if you still see people who are still putting you down and make you feel shit all the time, now you are putting yourself back into that place of trauma every single time. And your nervous system is not going to feel safe. Divine Denizen. Yes, it does. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Divine Denizen. And thank you for coming. I'm glad that you came, you remembered, and you did ask. Be very honest. Many people will leave us now. It's between the old and the new compressor point energy. Darren Burns. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Darren. Pumpkin Puff. Oh, that's interesting. So when you say people have parts, are some of those parts from other people, or is it all of you? Let me know if it worded that weird or if it made sense. It doesn't make sense. You're starting to know me now. Let me try again. It's like a game. When you say people have parts, are some of those parts from other people, or is it all of you? I'm not sure what conversation you're referring to, but when I talk about parts, generally I talk about all parts. We all have parts. We all have many parts within us. Is that what you meant? Giovanni. Hi, Didi. Thank you for your wonderful work. What is your thoughts about individuation, Jung? Thank you. I don't know. Let's check this out. Individuation. Carl Jung. Okay. Carl Jung's process of individuation is the lifelong, natural psychological journey of integrating the conscious and unconscious mind to become a whole, unique individual, one true. Okay, so it's a journey of self-awareness. I call it a journey of self-awareness. Let me see. I think that's what it means. It involves moving beyond social conditioning, yes, and realizing one's full potential, often beginning in the second half of life. Yes, so this is it. So I'm on it. This is what I do. But I call it self-awareness. It's about understanding the mechanics of our mind, realizing why we feel the way we feel, why people behave the way they behave, what is our ego doing to us, and all of those things. And when we get those understanding, everything becomes easier. So this is precisely, I didn't know that it was called individuation, but now I know. Thank you for educating me today. Yeah, I believe that this is what we should all be doing. And this is my mission. My mission is precisely it's not just about healing people individually, but also collectively. And this is why I'm working on writing books and stuff like that. At some point, I'd like to reach a broader audience as big as I can, to basically teach people how to understand themselves, the world, the nature of reality, and everything, so that we can change society. The reason why so many of us suffer is because society is designed to manipulate us, to control us, to treat us like cattle. And this is why we suffer, because society, by structure, by design, by intent, is toxic. All the things we suffer from can be traced to something that is to do with generational trauma, or with problems that happened before, and that the society now is still milking. So there are a few words that I can say to illustrate this, and I'm sure that some of you will understand. Capitalism, patriarchy, colonialism, racism, all of those things, and more. Religion, when it's wrongly done. And all of those systems are there to make us believe certain things so that they can control and manipulate us. But now we are realizing that everything was always a lie. Everything we've been taught at school, in the church, in regards to history, and with the news and the media every single day. And even some doctors may tell us some things, and we don't realize that everyone is corrupt, or maybe they don't mean it, but they are manipulated by other people. to give us the wrong information. So yes, that was for Giovanni. Be very honest. I love painting and reading. Okay, good on you. Javo Java, Javo Java Javi. How to help you? Hello Didi. How to help to regulate our nervous system through subconscious? Is it possible? Thank you. So I talked about it just before. Check out the video. This video will be available tomorrow on replay on my YouTube channel. But the best thing that we can do straight away to regulate our nervous system is by doing some things that is going to reset our physiological state. And so, mindful breathing, ice shower, ice tub, going for a run, walk in the park, doing some yoga, doing some stretches, dancing, moving, shaking, bouncing, any of those things and more are the sort of things that we can do to soothe and to regulate and to reset straight away. So we want to find out what works for us. But typically, any mindfulness exercises, such as mindful breathing, would be the recommendations. Some people do EFT tappings. Some people do sort of things, they give themselves some hugs, touch their face, whatever that it is, you want to find out what works for you. So somatic exercises or mindful exercises, mindfulness exercises will help you regulate your nervous system. But again, we're all different. So if you have some baggage, we may have to address this slightly differently. Munkami, yes, that is so true. Exposed to further toxic people prevent you from healing. Yep. But we don't realize this, and we still allow those people in our lives. Ninette, thanks for your help. Thank you, Ninette. Sorry, Asunra. Hello from the UK, Wales. Hello, sorry. Pumpkin Puff. Yes, the parts within us. But I was wondering if those are a reflection of the people we surround ourselves by. No, the parts that are within you are developed in childhood. And then the people that are surrounding us are going to elicit different reactions to different parts of us. So again, there's the part of us and the environment. It's always both. When people talk about nature and nurture, it's a way to look at it. Everything is about, first, our relationship with the world, and number two, the world, our environment, society, people. And these two things together are going to create our experience. But they're both important. It's not just the state of the world, there's also how we perceive it. And conversely, it's not just how we feel, there's also the very reality of the people and the situation around us. This is also real. Pumpkin Puff, I will reward if needed. So I hope you get it. I hope that the little hearts were you. Monica, what can help me in decision making? I am in a relationship with a younger man who wants kids and I don't. I'm 51 and I have already a 16-year-old daughter. Should I leave? Listen to your intuition. What do you really want? We tend to settle with what we believe we deserve. So if you want someone, but you think, but that person is not exactly what I want. So it all depends on the sort of work that you've done with yourself. I'd say, listen to how you feel. If you feel that you love them enough to make some compromise, then your body, your mind is telling you so. But if not, if you're thinking, I don't want to do this, then don't. It's very simple. Listen to your body. Listen to your intuition. Listen to how you feel instead of thinking about it. Should I do this? Should I do that? Because in your head, you have, again, we talk about many versions. You have many things happening, many people, many voices. And so this is what creates confusion, right? So I think that your question is that, what can help me with decision making? Just that. Learn how to listen to your gut, as opposed to listening to the chatter that is happening in your head. If you listen to that, there's so many people involved in that conversation. That's the reason why we go back and forth. Should I do it? Yes, no, but I thought it was good, but I don't anymore. And this goes on forever. But if you stop this If you focus your attention not on the voices but on your gut, create a silence, breathe, meditate, and listen to your own body. And the moment you are in a relaxed state, you will know. And then the next phase is the most important. Apply. Because then your monkey chatter will come back. And then you'll be back into that place of, do I yes or no? And so learn how to reconnect with your intuition, essentially. And follow your path of least resistance. Do whatever feels right and easiest for you in this moment. Does it help, Monica? A lot of people in your situation may change their mind even though they don't want to have kids. So again, it depends. There's no right or wrong. It all depends on how you feel about this in this moment. Because right and wrong is not about what may happen. Right and wrong is the result of a lot of different things. And again, the only one indicator of whether it's right or wrong is down to how you feel about it. Be very honest. My best friend left me after 30 years friendship without an explanation. I'm kind of shockingly sadness. What should I do? I haven't done anything wrong. You don't have to do anything wrong. So you want to realize that people change. People are people. We don't really know people. We don't even know ourselves. We go through our life trying to find out who we are. So how can we know them? You're only hurt because you're expecting something from others. And it's normal, we all do. But you want to realize that you don't need to believe that. Stop expecting things from people. Think, you know what? We had a good time. I don't know what is going on in their life. I wish them well. I hope that they're going to be okay. But I understand that they have decided not to see me, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's not about you. Things happen because of many, many different things. So maybe there's a part to do with you, or maybe not. But there's certainly a lot of things to do with other things that you don't even know about. But because we are used to perceive the world from our standing point, we're going to think, what did I do? And this is down to our own baggage. We believe that, there's something wrong about me, maybe I said something wrong, or this or that, or maybe, we should just accept that people change. There are millions of reasons as to why we change. In relationship, the truth of the matter is that most relationships are not meant to last. They always change, especially friendship. The idea that friends are going to be forever is a myth. It happens sometimes, but it's very rare. It's extremely rare. And so what we want to do is to realize that I can have friends all throughout my life, and friends are no more or less than people with whom we share some common things for a certain amount of time, and it doesn't have to be forever. Nothing lasts forever. Even your romantic relationship will not last forever. Most of us, most relationship ends up in separation and divorce. And even those who stay together for whatever reason, whether they're happy or because they are staying for the family, or to not to bring shame to the community, at some point one of them will die before the other one. So there's going to be a separation. So we must accept that we go in life and we meet people, and all those meetings are temporary, and it's okay. We must accept this. Right? As opposed to believing I must find someone for my whole life, and the people that I love must stay with me forever, and my friends must be loyal, otherwise they're wrong. And they are just beliefs that we all have because people made us believe that, but it's not factual, it's not correct. They are unrealistic beliefs. They are beliefs that if we continue to harbor them, we're going to suffer from them, inevitably, like you are experiencing this now, right? Thank you for your heart. Is that you? Be very honest. Yeah. Think that there must be some things happening, and if they're your friends, just wish them the best. Okay? Wish the universe to look well after them. And they may come back or not, but you know, that's life. Thomas Waffle, exactly, slavery. Okay. Genji Benji, you're right. My uncle actually told me the same thing you said. If he was my father, he would care about me, not himself. There you go. Thanks a lot. You are the best. Thank you. Be very honest. Best thing for trauma is one focused meditation of transcendent meditation. So basically what you're saying is that this worked for you. right? It's not the best thing for trauma. It's the best thing for trauma for you. And I'm very happy that you found something for you. But we can't say that it's the best thing because it's not true. When it comes to mental health, it's so complicated. We are so vastly different and so vastly intricate. And so if we say this is good, then we're going to give people false hope. I think it's better to say this worked for me and I can recommend this to you. And I wish you the best. But we don't want to say that it's the best thing because it's not. No, nothing is. As I said, nothing works for everyone. But again, I'm happy that you found your thing, and I'm glad that you're sharing this with us. Lam PLZ, how cool to catch you live again. Thank you. Lambs, rehab's been good. I had abstinence since the 10th of December. You're a rare, beautiful human being, Didi. Thank you. Thank you. We can talk about addiction if you want. I used to be addicted myself up to the age of 38, like very badly. Pumpkin Puff. Yes, so everything makes us who we are, but we're not fully a reflection of anyone. My wording today is awful. Okay, let me clarify this. All the parts within you are created throughout your childhood and up to this point, but mainly in your childhood. And then the people who are around us are going to influence us, and they're going to influence all of those parts within us. Does it make sense? It's not this or that. It's both. This is one of the secrets, and it sounds silly, but it's really actually important. We like to believe that it's black or white, but we need to expand how we see things, many different dimensions and layers. And so, yeah, I hope that it makes sense. Does it, Pumpkin Puff? Pumpkin Puff, I think I need more coffee. Haha. Monica, thank you, much appreciated. Thank you, Monica. Monica, yes, for your grace. Hello, do you think it's a good idea to isolate to heal? With all the things going around in our state in Europe, worldwide, I feel pretty overwhelmed. I try to change and act, but it's not enough. Too many of us make sick systems work, often without knowing it. I really struggle with this. Greetings from Vienna, Austria. So the answer is it depends. For some people, it may be easier for a period of time to isolate themselves. For some others, it may not be a good idea. There's no ultimate answer. It depends. So if you can tell me more about yourself, then I may be able to answer whether or not it's good for you. Be very honest, I'm 60. Okay. Ninette, you sliced my problem. Thank you. All right, thank you. You are a healer. I suppose it's healer because you spelled it with a G. And I don't believe that I'm a jailer. so thank you if you are saying that I'm a healer. Ah, healer, yes, you did correct afterwards. Works perfectly. Thank you, Ninette. Pumpkin Puff. Oh, okay. I'm seeing it in black and white. How do I know when I'm thinking like that? You don't know. The way you function is how you function. But when we learn how to expand our mind, we're starting to learn how to see more things. And this is what we're doing here. Right? It's not a state of thinking. I mean, actually, no. When you are splitting, if you have BPD, then in that moment you are black and white. When you are overwhelmed by anxiety or depression, in that moment you are thinking in black and white. When we're overwhelmed, we're on a survival mode, and in those instances, we cannot but think in black and white. However, when we are in a place of mental clarity and peace, now we can expand our perspective. But we still need to have an awareness of this, because if we don't consciously and actively remind ourselves that we need to learn how to see the bigger picture, then we just carry on seeing what we are used to see. Our brain is a prediction machine that creates a reality for us. And unless and until we challenge it, we will be experiencing the same thing over again. It's the whole system that is designed like that. Ninette, thanks. Thank you, Ninette. Pumpkin Puff. Oh, also, I did test one of the things we talked about last time, where I asked my husband if he was trying to hurt me or not. He said no, and he apologized, and we moved on, so I think that worked. Fantastic. Well done. Yes. Well done. Fantastic. Thank you for the feedback. I'm super happy with this. Jan Glock, hi. Said hi. Be very honest. Self-realization. So we're talking about individuation, which for me is a type of a way to say self-realization. Is that what you meant? Lam, I am in Sydney. It's hard to catch you live. 6:12 a.m. Okay, thank you for the effort. Saturday morning here, but it was easier when staying up all night on stimulants, thinking it helped me deal with emotional trauma. I'm sorry that we have that delay, but there's nothing I can do about it. I need to choose a time so people know when to find me. So I decided 6 to 8. Something that we can do is that if you want to ask me a question, and if you can't attend it, tell me in one of my comment section. I'll try to remember, but tell me I'm the guy from Sydney who find it difficult to follow you because it's so late, but I would like to know this. And so if you can write this down, I will take a note and I will talk about it on my live so that you can replay it the following day. You may not attend it live and ask me questions directly, but I can always talk about whatever topic based on what you say, and you can maybe replay the video and see if some of the things that I said were good enough to help you with them. I'm happy to do that. Lamb, naturally I was wrong. Pumpkin puff. Oh, okay, so I won't really know unless I truly challenge my thoughts. Yes, we just go through a day, and if we don't challenge our thought, we are on automatic pilot, right? And so, yeah. But this is what mindfulness is about. This is what metacognition is about. It's about realizing that we are constantly functioning on autopilot, but we can challenge that autopilot by not being hijacked by our thoughts, but instead learning how to observe them. And it's the same thing with our emotions, feelings, and bodily sensations. Instead of experiencing it from the first person perspective, this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is who I am that moment, I am that experience. What we can do is to learn how to become the observer of ourselves, the observer of our thoughts, the observer of our emotions and feelings. And now we're starting to see through. We're no longer the actor only of our existence. We're also the director. We're also the audience. We're also the script writer. We can see it from the outside, and that's why we can change those things. Ninette, individualization. I was saying individuation because someone told me about Carl Jung's concept of individuation. So it's a different thing. Individualization, I'm sure, means something slightly different. Be very honest. What you are searching for is where you are searching from. Let me try to understand this. What you are searching for is where you are searching from. I don't understand. I'm not sure. It sounds good, but I don't understand what it could mean. Ninette, you know this? Lam, you're a legend, man. Thank you. Ninette, blessings for your parents. Who are you talking about? To whose parents? Mine or someone else's? Are you talking about Pumpkin Puff? Genji Benji, I personally think it's good that you have a time frame now that you're alive versus before when we would keep you up until midnight with questions. Yes, when I was on TikTok, I would sometimes forget time and be there forever super late. Now, also, the reason why I chosen 6 to 8 is precisely so that I can have a little bit of time for me, a little bit of evening, as opposed to work, and then go on a live and then just do this all the time. And that was not so great. It was a little bit too much for me. And so 6 to 8 helps me organize myself in a healthy way so that I can look after my clients, I can look after myself, my life, my personal projects, and going live on social media without burning out. Genji Benji, I mistyped that, sorry. It's okay, I think I get it. No? Pumpkin Puff, do you think you can overanalyze your own thoughts? Of course. We can overthink, we can overanalyze, we can over-intellectualize. We do that a lot of us do that. Many of us do this. And that's why we suffer. And the reason we overthink things, the reason why so many of us are trying to overanalyze everything is because we have a terrible relationship with our emotions, with our feelings, with our body. There are some emotions, some feelings that we hate. that we want to avoid. And so we find shelter in our head. And this is what the process of overthinking and overanalyzing and over-intellectualizing is all about. We're trying to avoid feeling the feelings by thinking about them, by analyzing them, by trying to deconstruct them, by rationalizing them. And we suffer from that because we should feel our emotions. We should feel our feelings. We should process all of those energies um, by listening and feeling, as opposed to trying to decipher what it could mean at an intellectual level. And then at the end, we get trapped in our head and we never feel anything. And we create more disruptions in our mental and emotional health because of that. So yes. And ironically, when we are overthinking about those emotions because we don't want to feel them, we're actually feeling them more. So let's say if I have some fear about something, now I'm going to think about the fear. I'm going to create anxiety. I'm going to start to catastrophize. I'm going to worry. And now I'm turning something, an energy of fear that was only meant to last a few seconds. I'm holding it back and it's staying in my head for hours on end. For hours, for days, for weeks, for lifetime. It can last as long as we think about those things. And this is why we want to learn about emotional intelligence, and we want to have a good relationship with our feelings and emotions and how to handle all those things. Emotions are healthy. They are vital to our human experience, but also to our very health. Not just mental and emotional health, but also physical health. Now we're finding out more and more how most of the chronic illnesses that we have are directly related to unhealed emotional wounds, to emotional repression. And so, yeah, we do overanalyze our own thoughts all the time, many of us. It's the trap of the mind. And self-awareness is about realizing this and freeing ourselves from those habits. They're just habits. So we can all learn skills to undo the old habits that no longer serve us. Ninette. Also we get Wilma. Hi Didi. Hello Wilma. Ninette. I got many diagnoses like PTSD, bipolar, etc. 8 of them. I am 46 years old, well educated, so danke. Comparison to all. Good wishes, Stephen Immer, 89 time in psychiatry. Okay? Okay. Do you want to talk about your stuff? If you want, that's what I'm here for. And I too have many comorbidities. And I address a lot of people with many comorbidities as well. So if you want some to talk about those things, we can do this. Genji Benji, I'm happy to see you're not overworking yourself so you can have the energy continue helping everyone. I would have preferred you saying, I'm happy to see you not overworking yourself so you can enjoy your life. I'm only joking. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not here to help people. I'm here to realize myself. However, I can help people, so this is what I do, and I'm doing it with joy and pleasure and excitement. But my mission is not to help people. My mission is to self-realize, to become who I'm meant to become, and to do the things that I'm meant to do, which is to help people. But it's not the reason why I'm doing those things. I'm doing this because it's who I am. It's what I'm meant to be doing. I hope it makes sense. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's not because I'm a psycho. It's because I have problem with self-righteousness. So I don't want ever people to think that I'm doing things for the service of others. No, no one should do anything for the service of others. We should do things because this is our things. It feels right, we're good at it, and we can do it. And then this is the best way to really excel at what we do and impact the world positively, optimally. But Genji, I'm sure that you meant well. Genji Benji, completely fair. Replace my quote with your quote. Thank you. GEP Nutrition UK, great answer. Thank you. Susie, did you have a major transformation one day? Yes, I had many. I had many. The biggest one, the first one, the major one was in 2009. And that's how I U-turned my whole life. I transformed literally. I used to be a junkie. I used to be very angry. I used to be destructive, very toxic to everyone in my life for 38 years. And so I was born in 1970, so up to 2008, 38. Something happened, and by the age of 49, I shifted everything. So that was a major transformation. But then after that, other happened, not as spectacular, but still, we constantly expand and we learn more about ourselves all the time. And so it's not just one thing. But there was definitely one event in my life where I transformed and I changed everything. And I learned to let go of all my hurt, all my shame, of all my hatred, um, all the dark stuff that I suffered from for 38 years of my life. I will not talk about it today because this is a big conversation. I can talk about it the next time. If you come back on my next live at 6 o'clock, then I can tell you about my story, or at least that chapter of my story. But because we're coming, there's still half an hour, but I would like to address all sort of different things. And so I don't really necessarily want to get started in that conversation for today, if you don't mind, please. GEP nutrition, by being you, it is helping people. Yes. Yes. This is what we should be doing. And I am absolutely preaching, no, I am applying what I preach. Self first, always. And it's not selfish. On the contrary, the more we love ourselves, the more we're able to love others. It goes in that order. Genji Benji, I'm just happy you're happy. Thank you. I'm glad. I know you are, and I'm happy with us. GEP, exactly. Lamb, mindfulness has been amazing for me. DBT, grounding, and wise mind breathing. If I feel myself getting anxious, but if I get trauma response suddenly, I take diazepam now. Psychiatrist says he's worried. I'm not a huge fan of drugs. I know that some people can use them and they can help some people, but they never fix anything. So they are there as a temporary measure to make us feel better, but you need to have a strategy to address the root cause of your problems, whatever it is. Just drugs never fixed anything. Some drugs, the right drugs, for the right amount of time, in the right quantity for the right person, with the right strategy, can help. But just drugs on themselves. So you're saying that you're doing other things, but yeah, whatever works for you. I wish you all the best, and it sounds like you're going in the right direction anyway, right? So maybe what you can do is to learn how to be kind to yourself and accept that healing is a journey. Focus on the progress that you have been through already, and know that there's always going to be some more things to address. And don't dismiss all the good stuff that you've done so far, because you are going through one rough patch. We tend to do this a lot. A lot of people, they want to heal and they're like, I'm not healed yet. And they don't realize that by saying this, they're slowing down their progress. Healing starts with self-compassion, accepting that I'm the way that I am because of everything that happened to me. I didn't choose that. I'm doing my best, and my best is good enough. Be very honest. Yes, thank you for the heart. Susie, how did it happen? Talking about my transformation. So I knew it was going to come up. So I will not talk about it today. But if you come at 6 o'clock on my next live, I'm here every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. Then I'm more than happy to spend more time talking about my past. Lamb, only take as prescribed, and it shuts my physical response to trauma down before it takes over my mind and I go into flight. So it's not working so well. It's getting you to go into flight. Pumpkin Puff, I feel like when I become trapped in my thoughts, I go numb. I'm working on that, but I do wonder if I get too far into my own thoughts. I think you are thinking too much. You're doing this now. Am I going too far into my own thoughts? You have already a lot of things to work on. We've talked about it, right? So you have a lot on your plate. That's enough. One thing at a time, Remember that. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. One baby step. One moment. One breath. One thought. One little progress. Just one thing. That's enough. As opposed to, oh, how about this? How about that? Yeah. Take it easy. And, you know, I'm here every week. So we can talk about it every week. You don't need to have everything. Tell me about your problems, what you went through, and then we can address this now. But you don't need to anticipate things, because otherwise this can be too much. Do you agree with me, Pumpkin Puff? Susie, okay, I'll wait. Fantastic, thank you. Be very honest. Okay, thumb up. Genji Benji, yes, you know me very well. Thank you. Fudu, hi everybody. And I realized you are Genji from TikTok, right? Thomas Waffle, cannabis over pharmaceuticals. So this is a whole different conversation, a whole debate. It depends. For some people, it may help. For some people, it's not such a good idea. Again, it all depends. When we are sometimes, again, also sometimes things may help for sometimes, but we don't want to believe that this is going to be the solution forever, because that creates more problems in the long run if you don't have any strategy to address the root cause. Again, Lamb, thank you. John Leland Droy Boy, you have an aura about you that is feeling sincere and very wise. Thank you. I appreciate this. Nisi Schmidt said hi. Hello, Nisi Schmidt. I'm so glad to see you. Thank you. I'm glad you are. Monica, a sabotage to make money. I believe that when money is given to me, that shows me love, but that keeps me from making money myself. What can I do? Let me try to understand. A sabotage to make money. What do you mean by a sabotage to make money? I believe that when money is given to me, that shows me love, but that keeps me from making money myself. I don't understand the situation. Do you mind clarifying it in a simple, concise way? So you have a self-sabotage situation going on with money. How is it expressing itself in your life? How do you experience self-sabotage in regards to money? If you can answer that, I would understand what you mean, please. I want to have that conversation with you, because I can absolutely talk about this, but I need to understand where you're coming from. At this point in time, I don't understand. Ninette, her laughter is contagious. Whose laughter? Are you calling me her? You think I'm a them? Ninette, yeah, thanks. Genji Benji, yeah, fruit salad for proof, yes. Okay. Genji. Ah, yes, yes, you are Genji from TikTok, fruit salad. Yes, fantastic. Thank you so much, Genji. Thank you for moving from TikTok and joining me. Now I understand. You're coming and you're using YouTube basically just to see me. Thank you. I appreciate. Nisi Schmidt, I am Glitterby. Yes, I remember you, Glitterby. Ninette at Ricketts Assi. I don't understand. Forest Burger. Oh, hello, Forest. The sun's out and everyone is going to have amazing weekend. My affirmation for myself and everyone here. Okay, thank you. Let's hope so. Let's make this happen. Genji, my name was taken, but I figured you'd know it was me anyway. Yes, well, now I do know, for sure. Thank you for being here. Pumpkin Puff. Haha, I am already thinking too much. You're completely right. Baby steps. Yes. One moment at a time. Learn how to slow down your life by slowing down your thoughts, by choosing and focusing on one thing at a time. Nisi Schmidt at Forest Burger. I appreciate those words. Pumpkin Puff. I reminded my husband this morning that baby steps are still steps forward. Yes. And if anything, not only they're the best way to do anything, because they are manageable, but also as we do the baby steps, we are learning how to be more mindful. So we're learning how to make the most of each little moment and appreciate them more. So there are many different dimensions of how you can benefit from baby steps. It's teaching you how to focus on one moment at a time, which means also enjoying more each moment as went forward one at a time. As opposed to being here, I want to create this when I get there. And so because of that, we have no awareness of everything that happens in between. We've wasted that awareness about that slice of our life. Nisi Schmidt. I look forward to getting to talk more freely to you here. Fantastic. Thank you. Please do come back. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't yet, so that you can get notification when I go live. Otherwise, sometime we just forget. Ninette, no one is left behind. Semper Fidelis. I know that term, I've seen it before. Let me find out. Semper Fi. Semper Fidelis, yes. So it's a philosophy thing, isn't it? Always faithful, the US Marine Corps. But I thought there was also a concept, a philosophical concept associated to that. Anyway. But based on how you phrase it, it means that you are somehow connected to the army, are you? No one is left behind. Ninette, friend. Mr. OCD said hi. Hello, Mr. OCD. Nisi Schmidt, a pumpkin puff. Yes, that's how we eat the elephant. Complete a seemingly unsurmountable task, one bite at a time. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't use that because I don't want to eat elephant. I'd say that's how we eat a big cake. But then again, that's me. Monica, I never made much money. My parents used to support me often, and I think as a kid, it was a form of love shown to me because they were not very emotionally showing me love. Okay, so now how did that affect you? You said I never made money. You never make money in the present tense. You don't make a lot of money. Is that what you're saying? Because you have negative association with money. So you want to address the self-sabotage that you have in regards to money. Is that what you are saying? Lamb, I lack solitude and get told I'm isolating. Why then are there two words for being on your own when psychiatry keeps forcing connection when you choose solitude as harm minimization? It depends. There's a time and a place for everything. It depends on your state. How people perceive you from the outside can be very different from how you feel inside. But sometimes they could be right as well. Sometimes we have the wrong idea of ourselves. So it's a tricky one. Solitude is a fantastic place to be if we enjoy our own company. Solitude is something that we should learn to enjoy. That means that we're emotionally healthy. But some people may worry that we're depressed and that we're feeling lonely. And so if people display signs of depression, they would recommend them to go outside and socialize. So I don't know which one is which. But yeah, it's not just this or that. If you are genuinely happy with yourself, tell them, you know what, I'm happy with myself, leave me alone. I'm going to chill, do my meditation practice, do some yoga, do anything like that, and they shouldn't be judging you. Why are they saying this to you, though? Genji, it was nice to see you, so excited to see me earlier, by the way. Of course, of course. Nisi Schmidt, I have been subscribed for a long time. Fantastic, thank you. Ninette, trauma. Genji Benji, I meant what I said, though. You give me hope. All right. And I also meant what I said. I feel honored. I generally feel super happy that, you know, that anyone out of the internet could benefit from those things, starting with you. Ninette, negative. Monica, yes, yes, yes. Okay. So basically, you're asking me, how can I address my self-sabotage in regards to money, knowing that it's probably because of a negative association that I have with my parents. So the way that I would address it if I was to work with you would be to hypnotize you and to change your belief through your subconscious mind. So there's that. Now, if you don't like the idea of hypnosis and RTT and regression and belief reframing, then let me think. You want to find a way to change your relationship that you have with money. I'm getting closer to that. So the problem is emotional, right? We know that beliefs are emotional and subconscious. So you want to address the emotion. Whenever you're going to feel an emotion that is connected to the self-sabotage, that's when you want to address this. For me to understand this, I need you to tell me what it is. I need you to tell me what are the patterns. What are the patterns? What are the thoughts? What are the situations that get you to think and to feel what? If you can tell me that, now we can actually connect all the dots together. I can give you an example. One of my clients had some problem with scarcity, and they always were struggling with money because of that. And so we realized that in that particular individual, their problem that was still plaguing their life now was the fear that they had in regards to the bills coming up and not being able to pay for their rent, their bills, and survive. So basically, it was the fear of the end of the month, all the bills. And so the way we worked on was to address that fear. And the moment that person was able to say to themselves, I don't need the fear. I'm supported. I've been okay all along. I'll be all right. Somehow things will come together. I trust the universe. I'm just going to focus on what I can do to make things better. And everything will happen at some point. And eventually things need to change because we addressed the emotion. I hope it makes sense. In your case, I don't know exactly because I need to know what are the patterns. Now, of course, also, with my client, we utilized regression and hypnosis. So we knew exactly what it was also from the origin standpoint. But I'm trying to find out a way to help you without that part. And so it's about recognizing whatever limiting emotions you have now and when and why. And then in that moment, challenge that emotion with new thoughts that will suscitate new emotions. And over time, this is how you're going to rewire your subconscious mind in regards to money. Does it make sense? Ninette, hope also. Genji, I just wanted to clear that since now you know it is really me. Thank you, Didi. Okay, thank you, Genji. Ninette, so ashwagandha and ginger, citrus, and all. I don't know. Why are you talking about ashwagandha, ginger, and citrus? It sounds like a nice recipe, but I'm not sure about what you had in mind. Or rhodolia. Are you talking to me or to someone else? Ninette, okay. Pumpkin puff. Wow, this is such a busy chat today. So full of positivity and people wanting to grow. Yes, it is. I'm happy with this. I like it when it's busy. It keeps me going. It stimulates my brain. Ninette, language barrier. Yeah, I understand. Ninette, money is not fair, even one without. Well, we all have a different relationship with money. But, just like with everything else, if we have self-sabotage, it's always because of some negative association that we have with that thing. Kevin, hi Pumpkin Puff. Monica, I think my belief is that when I make my own money, I will not get the love through money shown to me. So you are analyzing. What I want to know is the pattern. What do you feel and what do you think when? This is what you need to know. You are just talking about things, and it is interesting. You see, I think I believe it, but I won't know if I don't know the pattern, because you're already giving me your assumption of what is happening. So I don't know what to do with that. And for my brain to function, I need to have a problem to solve, a question, and to know the context. Because you could be right, but also you could be wrong. It could be something else. It could be slightly different, and that could change everything. Ninette, empath but well trained. Are you talking about you? Tanner. Hello, Tanner. That is the main issue, to define the patterns. If an individual can figure out what his or her emotion leading to his or current situation, then the problem is about to be resolved by itself. Yes, absolutely. We need to pay attention to what is happening in our body and in our mind when. This is where the work starts. But I understand that we are all trying to have a step ahead. So a lot of my clients, when they first come to see me, they also present me with all of those assumptions. But unless and until I know the patterns, I don't know how to help people yet. Ninette, money is no object. Money is many things to many people. It's just a thing, and so our perception and our relationship with it will depend on X, Y, Z. Tanner, would you mind giving hints about how to define the patterns? Yes. When do you feel what? When do you think what? When do you say what? When do you react in which way that is noticeably strange or unusual or unwelcomed? That's the patterns. For instance, if someone has got borderline personality disorder, what makes you angry? And what sort of thoughts do you have then? Who told you what that makes you think what? That would be the sort of things where we talk about. If you have social anxiety, what sort of thoughts do you have? What do you think whenever you go outside of your home? And then how is it felt? Where do you feel it in your body? Monica, okay. I need to think about it. Thank you. All right. Yeah. With money, for instance, some people may tell me, and I had clients like that saying me, I make a lot of money, but I can never keep it. So that's the pattern. I spend a lot of money. I spend all my money. I buy a lot of stupid things. I'm a shopaholic. I gamble. I buy tons of cryptocurrencies and I lose all of my money and I keep doing it. Those are the patterns. Because for those people, money is bad, so they need to get rid of it. But your problem could be also to do with success. Very often there's a thin line between having a problem with money and problem with success. Ninette, thanks for helping, of course. Thank you for the little heart. Ninette, true. Okay, thank you. Tea. I'm going to be here for another 12 minutes, so if you want to talk about anything, we still have a little bit of time. Tanner, what if an individual is not able to ask these patterns defining question to himself and herself due to his or her mental state? Then in that case, I cannot help because they need to know. So we need to communicate in some ways, right? Now, if I talk to clients, I see them, so it's different. I have the body language, I have the facial expressions, I have the tone of the voice, I can feel the energy, I can notice a lot of things in what is not being said. I can create a relationship, but right around now, I only have few words typed on the screen. And that's why I need to have those sort of things for me to have an idea of what is going on. Does it make sense? Kevin started out with more meditation, Krill yoga. Is it a type of yoga? Krill yoga? Pumpkin Puff. I think me saying that the chat was busy made it the opposite. My bad. No, it's not. You didn't curse the live stream by saying that it was busy. I don't think you did. If you did, then you have some secret dark power. I don't think. Pumpkin Puff, you're right. Diana Mimal, I appreciate the way you make everything so simple. Thank you. This is a great compliment because I believe that the most important skill in my field is to be able to simplify everything. I see a lot of my colleagues who use a lot of language and no one understands what they mean, and I'm not even sure sometimes that they even understand what they say. And for me, it's pointless. It's like it's an ego trip trying to impress people with some big words instead of trying to get them to understand. Right? The whole point of it is to help people to understand. And so my job, like any teacher, is to make the most difficult things into the most simple notions. So if you can find it simple, I'm very happy with this. This is precisely a very important intent of mine. Simplify things. Ninette, you can feel energy. Me too. Yes. So you are, yeah. Some of us are more able to do this than others. Yes, I get it. Some of us are more able to feel people. Typically, empath, people who've been traumatized, people with a trauma brain, because we've been trained to pay attention to all the little things. So our nervous system is working for us subconsciously all the time anyway, and we can feel more. Kevin, yeah. Alfie, the kingdom of heaven is likened to a merchant seeking beautiful pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. I don't understand. The kingdom of heaven is likened to a merchant seeking beautiful pearls, and then he had found one pearl of great price, and when he sold all that he had. I don't understand. What are you saying? What are you talking about, Alfie? You're talking about the Bible, or are you trying to, or is it poetry? Is it philosophy? I don't get it. Net, I know. Alfie, the same again. Aha. Let's see if there's a pattern. Sometimes people just put a post and repeat it 10 times, and somehow they enjoy this. So I don't know. Is that you, Alfie, or do you mean something? Did you type it twice by accident? Kevin, it is a type of yoga. Okay, okay. Krill, like the fish. Mr. OCD, I get a sense of relief when Didikan reminds me that it is okay to feel and worry. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. OCD. Of course it's okay. What is not okay, however, is to stay trapped in some patterns where we're going to constantly worry about everything and anything for no reasons. Every now and then, if it's a moment, it's part of life. But if we are holding on to that moment and we're sticking to it, then it's not okay. Oops. Ninette, all teachers are happy when the students graduate. Thank you. No pearls. Keep the ticks. Kevin, must be Friday. Benny, hello Didi, good to see you live. Thank you, Benny. Yeah, sometimes there's some random people on the internet. Let's say it like that. And so, yeah. Maybe because it's Friday. So that's what you meant. I found a great way now to deal with Bible bashers. Whenever I see some, there was one not long ago, and now straight away I ask them, people who say Jesus loves you out of nowhere, and I just genuinely ask them, do you believe that you suffer from religious OCD or religious trauma of any type? And I'm laughing, but I genuinely mean that, because also I believe that there's a lot of religious narcissists out there. But I figured out that if you say that, they just disappear, right? If they really need help, then they will stick, and we talk about this, but they all disappear. And so it tells me that they are indeed a religious narcissist. Pumpkin Puff, I heard something about how negative energy can get trapped and manifest in a way inside of you as an illness or in your house. Yes, absolutely. So basically, when you repress an emotion, it's going to affect your body in some ways. So let's say some of us, a lot of men don't cry because of a patriarchal system. You must be strong, you must be a man. And a lot of women don't get angry because it's not ladylike in a patriarchal system. So they hold their anger. And so a lot of women, instead of getting angry, they cry. A lot of men, instead of crying, they get angry. But they're still holding some energy. And so that energy is going to affect their organ. It's going to affect their nervous system. It's going to tire them. It's going to affect their immune system. It's going to affect their organs. It's going to affect all of the systems over time. And this is how a lot of emotional wounds create chronic physical conditions. So yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'm finding out about myself. I'm still working on myself. I'm realizing that a lot of things to do with my health, which I'm still working on because a lifetime of abuse and addiction. Um, and so, it was always going to leave some traces, some unfinished stuff to address. So now I'm dealing with that. I'm going to the hospital tomorrow to do some stuff, an angiogram, all sorts of different things to do with my heart and my breathing. And this is all to do with my own trauma and how they have affected my nervous system, the way my body functions, my digestion, my skin, uh, uh, my inability to sleep at times, because my body is going to create a lot of adrenaline and cortisol at night instead of in the daytime. And so yes, absolutely. And this is why it's so important to learn how to have a good relationship with our body, as in emotions and feelings. Because otherwise, we may think, I have no problem in my life, I'm in control. Oh, but then cancer, heart attack, diabetes, high blood pressure, Alzheimer, Parkinson, whatever, all those things, uh, there's a genetic element, but there's also an element of how we're going to live our life, and the state of whether we're going to be in may very well aggravate and even trigger some cells that we had that were not meant to be triggered, such as carcinogenic cells, for instance, or our response to our environment. If we are going to react to our environment in any which way, physiologically, there's also a lot to do with our very state. So if we are holding some anxiety, some stress, some tension all the time for whole life, that is going to affect this as well. Thank you for your heart. Benny, how do you enjoy your free time when in sitting, playing video games? I will think I should be reading, I should be doing work, I should be working out. It almost feels wrong to enjoy free time. Okay, let's talk about this. You find it difficult to enjoy your free time because you've been told that it was a bad thing to do. You've been told off. Don't be so lazy. You should be doing this instead. You believe that your sense of worth is connected to your productivity. So many of us will have this. Many of us will believe that I should be doing this, I should be productive. And because of that, we never really enjoy what we're doing. So we want to change this belief. We want to address this and realize I'm no longer a child. I don't need to believe those things anymore. I deserve to enjoy myself. I want you to realize that when you enjoy yourself, you are healing yourself. You're giving a break to your nervous system. Whenever you're telling yourself, I shouldn't be playing, I shouldn't be enjoying myself, you are creating shame. And shame is perceived as an attack from yourself by your nervous system. You're attacking your own self. So now again, your immune system is going to be more fragile. The way you're going to regenerate your cells every day is going to be weaker, because now you're creating so much pressure to yourself out of shame. And so, in other words, investing time into enjoying yourself is a strategy for health and for optimization. Whatever what you want to create in your life, you need to be healthy, you need to be happy. So invest things, let go of the guilt or the shame. Think about this like something that you must do for your health and for your productivity. Change the definition, the association that you have about enjoying yourself. Right? See it like, this is what I need in order to heal. This is what I need in order to be optimal. If I want to be the best at whatever I'm doing, I need to enjoy myself. I need to spend a few times doing video games or whatever that you do. It's good for me. It's good for my health, mentally, emotionally, physically. Does it help? Ninette, butterflies don't have the kin fefule. I don't know what is the kin fefule. Let's see if this can translate this. I know it doesn't mean. I don't know. I'm going to try to type it. Kin fe fu h. And now it's all in German. Gefühlslosigkeit oder das Verlieren von Emotionen. I don't understand, sorry. Now my whole page is in German. Let's hope it's not going to stick because I can't read German. Benny, but I still do it. Okay. Lam, I'm so glad to have caught you live. I will set alarm for 5 a.m. Thursday and Saturday morning. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Ninette, a butterfly cannot feel emotions. I don't know about this. Maybe they do. How do we know? How do we know? Ninette, check yourself out. Nice besides info. You are helpful from Kevin. Forest Burger. Is that the heart-mind coherence? I think you are mentioning Joe Dispenza. This is how I know the term. And to me, it's a different conversation. The heart-mind coherence is the alignment between what you think and how you feel, so that you can manifest certain things through meditation and visualization. And what I'm talking about is more how unhealed emotional wounds and also emotional repression affect our physical state to the point that it's going to aggravate some of the conditions that we have, or even trigger it, or even start it from scratch. Jay Condor, message retracted. Chris Hilton, thanks Didi. Thank you, Chris. Ninette, sense of war. Pumpkin Puff, I 100% agree. I won't do the same thing after years of repression and being angry. I don't know how truly healthy I am now, but I'm trying to work on it. It's okay. You're working on your priority and you're doing fine. Everything else will follow. Again, don't add things to do on your to-do list. I must check my liver, I must check my big toe or whatever. You have enough on your plate. Ninette, thank you very much. Benny, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Ninette, I'm also a helper. Okay, good on you. Pumpkin Puff, I hope you have a great night, Didi. Thank you for your chat today, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Same to you. It's 8 o'clock. It's time to me to go. I'm going to read the last comment quickly, and then I will say goodbye, okay? Les Dodis, great chat today. Thank you for your wisdom words. Thank you so much, Les. Jay Kondo, are there ways to meditate if your brain never shuts up? I've tried meditation and I keep getting distracted because of this. I've created a video about meditation last week. If you go on my YouTube channel, so yesterday, 2 days ago, I put a new video about boundaries and narcissists, but the week before, my video is literally about meditation is easy. So check it out. It's a 10-minute video, if I can help you with that. If it's not enough, come back to my next live. It's 8 o'clock now, so I've got to go. But if you can come back earlier, I'm here every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. We can talk about it in great depth. We can even do some meditation together live if you want. But in the meantime, check out my video, please. And let me know in the comment section what you think about it. It's literally called Meditation is Easy. So if you find it difficult, hopefully that will help you. If not, come back to my live stream next time. Earlier, please. Daniel, how to stop ruminating about someone next time, please. Please subscribe and come back, and I would love to talk about it with you next time. Shay Kondo said, hi. Katie Robertson, thank you so much for what you are doing. I am a silent follower. Okay, thank you, Katie. I love you. I feel and I appreciate your love, Katie. Thank you. Ninette, bye. Fudu, bye. Thank you all. Katie Robertson, all my best, all my love to you. Lam, see you Thursday, 5 a.m. So just to clarify, Thursday for Lam, because they are in Australia. Just to make it clear for everyone, I'm here Wednesdays and Fridays, UK time. 6 to 8. Ninette, thanks. Mr. OCD, have a good weekend, Didi Can. Homemade wine for me. Oh, that sounds great. And possibly we'll have to start making ice cream. Amazing. What a life. As you can't buy real ice cream anymore. Homemade wine and ice cream. Gosh, some people know how to live. Well done, you. Jay Kwando, thank you. I will look. Genji, thank you for this today. Good night, Didi. I wish you good health results tomorrow. Thank you. GEP Nutrition UK, feel less lonely after being in this chat. Fantastic. Please keep coming. Love to you all. Thanks, Didi. Thank you so much. Kevin, love you, bro. Thank you. Ninette said hi. I love you all, guys. Thank you so much. I wish you all a great day or great night wherever you are. You can find me on TikTok and YouTube. And again, leave me in a comment if you want me to create videos for you, like long form videos. And I see you on my next live streams. if you can make it. Said Lamb's world needs more like you choose. Thank you so much. Guys, love you. Take care. Remember to be kind to others if you can, but if you can't, at least be kind to yourself. Okay? Bye-bye for now.